Welcome to another edition of Digital Marketing 101. I'm Solomon Timothy. Today's question is it better to run display ads or search ads? Great question. Let's get started. Before I can dive into this, I just want to help those that may not know the difference between display ads and search ads. Display ads are essentially little banner ad units that you see throughout the websites, right? Different websites that you go to, you might see one of these long ones, a horizontal one, a square one. And if you go to weather.com, you go to dictionary.com, you go to youtube.com, you see all types of different sizes, banner ad units, and Google basically owns that entire market, right? Google says they can show ads on 98% of all websites ever. So at the end of the day, you could really reach a massive audience with the Google display network. It's practically cheap. It's really, really low cost. If they don't click on your ad, you're not really paying anything. So there's really no cost, but there's really not a lot of intent either. People are just on that page getting a quick read on an article and leaving. Most people ignore them. A lot of ad blockers completely block the ad unit from even showing. So it's not the greatest product out there from a digital marketing perspective, but it certainly does miracles on websites like YouTube, right? So there's no way to get on the YouTube site without going through the Google platform, running an ad, which is a display ad, and then now you'll be able to show your ads on YouTube network, which is again, the largest video site there is on the internet. So search ad on the other end is something that we're all familiar with, right? You search for something on your mobile device, your iPad, your desktop, and you'll see 4 or 5 ads now, and you click on one of them, and that has high intent, high click-through rates. People click on them. They don't even know the difference that it's an ad versus an organic listing. People just click on ads. I see it every single day. I scroll down and I find the organic listing to make sure that I go to a page that I'm looking for, because being a marketer, we know that the ads are gonna take me to a landing page. It's a lead generation mechanism. So for a marketer, great place, right? High intent, and you're going to get a lead. If you have limited budget, I would put all of my budget into a search ad, because literally there will be more searches than what your budget allows, right? There's more people looking for your product and services than any budget that you put on the Google search network. It's the fact. There's always more searches, more people looking for it. You can expand your keywords. You can make it run 24 hours a day. You can go for competitor search names. So there will always be more searches than your budget allows. So if I had $5,000 or $50,000, I would put all my budget into a search ad. But let's talk more about the type of ads that you can run that are not search ads, right? What would I do if I wanted to target people that are interested in the niche that I'm in, right? If they're interested in whatever the industry that I'm actually in, how will I get them to see my brand? Because display ad does an amazing job from a branding perspective. You get to control the creative, you get to control the text on it, you get to control, maybe it's an HTML5 unit, there's some movements, it's like an animated ad. People like that, and they see the same ad over and over. They're gonna get drawn toward my brand, and of course they'll search for my company. Well, if I had a budget to serve ads that are not search ads, I would probably opt in for Facebook ads today. Well, the reason I would say that is in the Facebook world, the targeting is amazing. Facebook knows everything about you and I, more than we can imagine, right? So Facebook is going to give me far more ability to target that user. And if I really wanted to show them a video, if I want to show them a carousel ad, if I want to show them long form ad copy, anything I could do, I will be able to do in the Facebook ad platform with a lower cost per click and way more targeting abilities. If I wanted to do something that is so hyper niche, I wouldn't be able to do that on the display network with the same amount of cost-effective ratio as I would be able to do on the Facebook platform, right? It's a fact. If I had $5,000 to spend and it was more for a branding engagement, I'm probably going to be able to do far more custom targeting, and I'm going to get a way lower cost per click today, as of this video, on the Facebook platform. It's just that Facebook knows everything about you and I, and knows our behavior, knows our interests, knows our friends. Facebook knows more about us personally than Google might. And at the end of the day, if you can target based on that, and if there's so much more engagement on the ad, because we're inside a closed network, you're just scrolling down and seeing post after post, and I'm going to get a lot of my interest and my time, and there's really no way to get rid of the ad, because at the end of the day, that's how the platform works. I will be able to get in front of the people that are, my audience, right? And so Google Display Network, it has very little click-through rate, but it's still a great product from a branding perspective, and it has an unbelievable reach, right? Because Google's been in this game forever. So Google's gonna give you the reach, but the effectiveness of the ads and what you're spending, you're probably gonna see a better ROI from the Facebook platform. So you do have to manage two platforms, so you need to have a budget for each. You need to optimize both. It is gonna make things difficult, but Facebook does a really good job in targeting and much better job in getting better click-through rates. If the ad is effective and you're showing to the right person, they're interested in what you have to offer, they're gonna click on it, they're gonna engage with your brand. It's gonna be a much lower cost per click, right? So whereas display, you might get millions of impressions, you get very little click-through rate, cost seems a lot more higher than anticipated because Google is a cost per click game. They have to pay for every impression that nobody clicked on. So long story short, the cost per click is going to be much more, and I might not see as much conversions from the Google Display Network than I might from Facebook. In the grand scheme of things, if you can afford to manage both and have budget for both, do both. If not, if you really want to focus on high intent searches, just focus your attention on getting people to your website using search ads, and then down the line, work on a retargeting strategy, a remarketing strategy using both Google and Facebook retargeting. All right, so this is a very complicated question. Do I spend more money on branding? Do I spend more money on search ads, getting people that are extremely interested in my product and service? Right now, it's difficult. It really depends on your goals, on return on investment that you're looking for. Is it more of a branding that you're looking to do, or is it more of lead generation, customer acquisition right now, right? Like, do we need the phone ringing right now? Then whether you're doing Facebook ads or display ads, it's probably not gonna give you immediate results like somebody searching for a solution and they need a solution today, right? Or tomorrow or next week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful in helping you figure out what to do in what scenarios. And if you have more questions, I want you to leave it in the comment section. Consider subscribing to this channel, give me a like, and I would love to have a follow-up. My job here is to answer questions to all the different questions that we get every single day, right? We get tons of questions like this. I always tell my clients there's no bad questions, no dumb question, because at the end of the day, these are honest things that you need to figure out for yourself. Should I spend $5,000 here or there or split? Between Facebook and Google, there's so much that you can accomplish. You can have a whole hour worth of conversation figuring out what to do. If you have more questions like this, send them our way, leave it in the comment section, and I will see you next time.